Good morning. Take a look at yesterday. Few better choices could have been made yesterday, one of which would have been to pass this on to you, Huddersfield and Cardiff. I wrote it all out on Telegram, but it didn't get sent to you. I don't understand why. I went for a 1.09 and 1.06 lay of Huddersfield, with Cardiff moving up the momentum. So apologies for not getting that to you, because it would have been a winning play yesterday. I don't know why. It was all written out, but it didn't get to you. What a pity. That would have been a nice ending to the evening. Now, the Liverpool match was better served, I think, by laying the draw. Yes, we kept a liability low here. If Liverpool scored first, you would not be seeing 1.08. The best thing to have done, really, was lay the draw, if you think about it. 0-0 at half-time. Liverpool score first, they'll be aiming for a second. Paris Saint-Germain score first, Liverpool might just give up the ghost with a 3-goal deficit. So, vital, I think, to have made the right decision there, which would have been lay the draw. And if you stayed in the lay the draw, any 0-2 scoreline or 2-0 scoreline is your obvious exit point from that. Well, Pompey are putting together an amazing shift at the moment, beating playoff sides, Middlesbrough and Ipswich. They are actually having a say in who might get automatically promoted. Well worth a lay of Pompey, but quite obviously that defence has come into gear. I wasn't expecting much because this is Ipswich away from home. Difficult to score 2 goals, I think. They could have got the one scored at the right time and would have been rewarded for that. Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. Well, we were a tad unlucky there. I did get a 1.45 lay. I kept my liability low. We did get a 1-3 from Barcelona, but then we got a second consecutive red card. And I thought it was very interesting that the reports from yesterday, the new style tactical reports, did mention that 0-0 at half-time. Liverpool did mention that possibility of cards in the Barcelona match. So kudos to AI for that. Yes, there we go. This is from yesterday. The card markets. Over 4.5 cards. This is for spread betting. At if this works, we could go into spread betting, because it's you get rewarded for calling it right. Barcelona failed to score by the 60th minute. I went 70th minute. We forced to commit bodies forward. Over 1.5 second half goals is a strong play. So let's have a look at that one. And I think that came to fruition, didn't it? Over 1.5 goals second half. Oh no, it's all done in the first half. It's a nothing second half. So that's laying Atletico Madrid, delaying entry, I thought was a wise move there. That, as you've already seen, I don't know how the message didn't get sent to you. I do apologise for that. It would have been a really nice play. But elsewhere, very difficult to unpack. A couple of 0-0s. If you're going to take them on, you take them on very, very late. League 2. Desmond Tutu, I suppose, for Barrow late on. This will have done them the world of good. I did have a sneaking suspicion Oldham would be the side, and indeed they did take the lead. But look at this for Barrow now. How many teams are on 37? Newport, Crawley, Tranmere. Barrow are now bang in the mix for survival. But you'll note with these relegation threatened sides a severe lack of W's and a severe preponderance of L's. That's what they have to fight against. But a brilliant result for Barrow. Should have done that Desmond Tutu. Because these videos are all about if I'm absolutely on my game all the way through. Colchester and Accrington. I gave you that in the message, but not as a strong message. But I do hope you took action on Colchester and Accrington, because that would have resulted in a nice profit. 5 defeats in 6 for Accrington, well worth taking them on, particularly with a degree of the carrot for Colchester. While, well, with Chesterfield winning, they're now on 72, but the entry point prior to that was 69. Colchester needed to win. They need to win again, 66, need to win again, 69. It's a big ask, but they had to win yesterday to retain an interest, however meagre, in the playoffs. So let's have a look at today's trading angles. Well, we see my first potential bank for the night. That's Luton Town. I've been following them, and they have been rewarding me, particularly from a trading perspective as well, when coming from behind. If you look at their recent set of results, 4 wins in 5 for Luton. And again, with the entry point still in the 60s for the playoffs, Luton, with a win today, are within a win of grabbing Stockport and Stevenage. Plenty of matches left, but no excuse today against a side like Rotherham in a spot of bother. Northampton, Rotherham losing yesterday, are down. Confirmed. Now that's going to put the frighteners up Northampton. But with such a gap, 15 points getting out, Northampton are realistically down. They need to win 5 consecutive matches and hope everyone else loses 5 consecutive matches just for them to be up there. It ain't going to happen. So this is an ideal opportunity for Luton Town today to do something. AFC Wimbledon are still worryingly near the relegation zone and can be caught by Exeter City. This is going to be a squabble for the relegation dogfight between Exeter and Wimbledon, Blackpool, Burton, Leyton Orient, all the way up to Peterborough, just within Exeter's grasp. So it's getting tight. Exeter will make Peterborough, Leyton Orient, Burton and Blackpool squeaky bum time if they get 3 points. So if Wimbledon get 3 points today, but 4 consecutive defeats tells you the kind of problem they're facing. And they're also facing a Stockport County with 3 wins in 5, unbeaten in 5, and with 70 points, their entry point. Now, if you get to the 70-point mark here in this league, it just takes the pressure off. The Terriers are picking up results, albeit just a draw yesterday. Plymouth are picking up 3 wins in 5. They're making an assault on Stevenage and Stockport, while they remain in the 60-point gap. If they can get to the 70 points today, Stockport, that will do them the world of good. They won't get into the automatic promotion places. That's unrealistic. But if you can maintain a 70-point barrier, that could be enough to maintain your playoff place. So fascinating matches, certainly Luton, banking material. A bit, looked to me a bit like Southampton. That kind of a vibe to Luton Town today. They should go to town like the Saints did. Arsenal and Sporting Lisbon, I think it's a 1-0 deficit for Sporting Lisbon. Watch out for Luis Suarez. That's what I would caution you. It's a 1-0 lead for the Arsenal. Watch out for Luis Suarez. He put the frighteners up Paris Saint-Germain with 2 late goals recently in a match. You saw Paris Saint-Germain yesterday against Liverpool. They did the same to Sporting Lisbon, but were on the wrong end of a late haul from our old pal. If we can get that far back, Luis Suarez, here's the match here. So this stuck in my mind. Yes, it's home advantage for Sporting. Do they have that today? No, they don't. They are away at the Arsenal. It's going to be very difficult for them. So this is the match. It was all really Paris Saint-Germain. Luis Suarez opened the scoring second half against the run of play. 1.73 away favourite. Luis Suarez getting a 90th minute winner. He is a danger tonight. Okay? That would be my message to Mikel Arteta. Watch out for Luis Suarez up front. Might have some late goals in them. What I didn't look at that match was the amount of corners that Sporting gave away, because Arsenal will survive on corners. How have they been generating corners in the Champions League? Because that is their key to success. We can have a look at their last match against Sporting. Did they produce many corners? Let's have a look. Well, just the 4 corners. So maybe that's a tactical thing from Sporting, is to keep Arsenal away from set pieces. If Arsenal could generate corners, they've got a greater chance of going through. Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Now you know why Real Madrid lost at the weekend, or failed to win at the weekend. This is far too important. They are bang smack in the middle of this one. 1-2 Bayern Munich, continuing with their 2-goal haul. Bayern v Real Madrid, latest score. Just have a look at how the match broke down. Normally they give us the score lines. 41st minute Bayern opening goal, Harry Kane making it 0-2, and then Kylian Mbappe with a late winner there. Real Madrid have been out of sorts for me, and maybe the fixture list is catching up with them, but they're going to be in trouble if they concede today. This is poor stuff. Losing to Mallorca and then drawing with Girona. So quite obviously this means the world to Real Madrid. They need to do something though today. Away from home, losing the last one to Mallorca and losing to Osasuna. So unexpected losses away in La Liga. But 4 consecutive 2-1 scorelines. Is that going to do today? Well, it will do, as long as it's in Real Madrid's favour. So a 2-1 scoreline in Real Madrid's favour, that would factor in the high likelihood that Bayern Munich are going to be scoring today. So it's going to be a bit like the Atletico Madrid match yesterday. We're going to have the possibility of both teams scoring. So that gives them both a chance of going through. So I would look at something like a 1-3, 1-2, 2-1, 2-3 kind of a scoreline. Sorry, 2-1, 3-1 kind of scorelines, just for a bit of fun. Bodo Glimt, things are getting a little worrying for Bodo Glimt after an absolute tonking to Viking. Are Viking the new title contenders this season? I think they won the title last season. Look at that emphatic win over Bodo Glimt, who are yet to get going this season, but albeit only 2 matches. An opening 3 goals and then failing to score against Viking. That's going to be concerning when they played the likes of Tromso and Lillestrom. Bodo, they might be up against it this season. Sarpsborg, well, very little to unpack. This is all about Bodo Glimt. They must react after that Viking defeat. Tromso and Lillestrom, you've seen them already. Lillestrom newly promoted, but were newly relegated the season prior, straight back up. But they've started the season absolutely superbly. They do not want to be relegated again. 2 3-1 winners. Viking, 2 clean sheet wins in a row. Tromso have been excellent, scoring 2+ goals at least. So this is a fascinating season opener. This is going to tell us where Lillestrom are, because Tromso and Viking are likely to be vying for the title. A fascinating match. Well, we've got a little bit of time to catch up with the tennis and do some retrospective trading, which if you want to get your foot in the door, then pretend. Have a look at yesterday's matches. Would I have played? Well, I would have played certainly at Sebastian Ofner, if that's his first name. Won the first set, but it's a tiebreaker against him, and all nearly. The other match I starred was Musetti. Obviously, the market getting him absolutely spot on against a Spanish player. Arguably, could have laid Musetti at very, very short odds, given he lacked match fitness in Monte Carlo. Elsewhere, Well, Rublev behaving himself yesterday, that was a very strange one. And as I suggested to you yesterday, two French players playing each other, got a good chance that the Ant-Man can win a set and then the market react and deliver that second set equaliser, which we saw yesterday. That's why I like when it's two fellow country people meeting each other. And in Munich, the Fons, he stood out for me in Monte Carlo, nearly again to Billow taking the first set off him, which would have been a trading angle in there. Similar story, Darderi winning the first set only by a tiebreak. Had Zhang got that one, that could have been a potential angle in. Zverev is losing second sets now. He's lost two consecutive second sets at short odds, but that hasn't cost him the match. And Marin Cilic against Altmaier. One to watch because it's a German playing against an old-timer. I wonder what I would have done there. And in the ladies' game, there's only one Chloe Paquet. Just to see French lady in France again. Like Altman, steals a set. And then you expect the market to correct. And Wang Jin winning the next two. So look out for these. Over-enthusiasm. Again, Ponchet winning the first set. And then normal service resumed. Obviously, Ponchet well up for this in France. So do watch out for that angle as well. Fellow, or it's your local, do. And with that in mind, we've got a couple of Germans. Oh, we've got, have we got the right flag yet? Lies and Seidel. Who's looking for the potential for Seidel to win the first set, a la Ponchet. And then we would have had a go. There's old Romesh Ranganathan. Stick to comedy, mate. Out in 3 sets. It's good old Romesh. He'll be back doing the multiple TV shows that he's doing. I think there's been a clone made of him. He's playing tennis and doing all of those TV shows. What a talent. So that was, I thought that was a good set of calls yesterday. So we'll end the video by shortlisting again. Any possibles? I do like South American players on clay, particularly when they're favoured. De Minaur looks like he's going to have a bit more of a battle today. Jodar, don't know anything about Jodar, but he's a Spanish man in Spain. So due deference to that one. The Fons is playing at Rinderknecht. I will stick with the Fons. He did impress me in Monte Carlo, as did Blocks, but I don't know enough about this Blocks. He has picked up a 2-0 win recently. We're not that fancied. Don't know much about these players, so quite happy to give that a miss. Any French ladies remain? Well, Ferro, if she wins the first set. Giacomo, if she wins the first set. And Tan, if she wins the first set. You saw them yesterday. They might get a response. The market might correct itself after that first set win. Over-enthusiasm from the local lady would be what I would be looking for there. It's a nice simple angle, and you can see it does work. And in Stuttgart, we've got, well, Iga Swiatek, got to be laid at those odds. I don't know anything about the ladies' game, so these short odd players are going to have to be investigated. That's what that preview's there for. To stand out would be Iga Swiatek. Have a quick look at her. So I'll do some more tactical analysis reports for you for tonight's Champions League matches. Keep that AI working because it improves itself, but it was awful yesterday. In the Liverpool match, it disgustingly picked out Diego Jota as being in the squad, which I thought was shocking. The problem with AI, it will work off its own memory rather than Google search data. That's, I'm so glad I picked that yesterday. I don't normally proofread these. But it's been a superb, the tactical reports I thought have been excellent. So I'll provide you with a few of those today. And again, I'll see you up and around later on. Don't forget that lay the draw and the to qualify options as a trader in these Champions League second legs that can give you low odds entry point. Have a great day. See you members later on.